Hey y'all, this is another diary entry from your favorite priestess. um, I'm gonna get straight to the goddamn point. I'm really trying to figure out what exactly it is that my ancestors, God, the Orisha and Loa really want from me. Because it's not getting to a point to where a bitch is confused. You know, we don't always talk about this in the spiritual community where we go over our own trials and tribulations as practitioners. It's like somehow we are been made to glamorize everything about the experience, even all the way down to who has our head. I'm trying not to get emotional because we've been made to believe in some aspects that initiating into these organizations, into these religious practices is supposed to give us all this power. That it's supposed to just make us this new person, but they don't say that it doesn't come by the way of making you a superhero. It comes by way of literally sometimes ripping your entire life apart and then rebuilding it back again. My spiritual journey started right after I had a manic depressive episode. While in midst dealing with a domestic violence issue, as well as my own family dealing with infidelity and the effects of what that happens. And I, always say that hoodoo and therapy is part of the reason why my life was saved then. But now I feel like my will of living is because I know that there's a definite end to the pain, as well as I want to be able to see all of the prayers that I have been praying to finally manifest. But it's the road there that gets really hard, especially when you know that like all the people that you had planned on being here with you are not going to be here. Like, they're not going to be here. Some of them may not even want to be here. Some of them are just going to be, they want to be there but to see if you may get it or not. So it's just, while it's just so beautiful that you get the spiritual awareness, the amount of heartbreak and grief that you can sometimes experience can be just as tiring. It can make the experience so exhausting. Just like right now. Last year I had recovered. I have been dealing with quite a few health issues. And I, dealt with the endings of relationships, but I also had to deal with being hexed for the first time. And as somebody who is a practitioner of both the left and the right, I knew that at some point that I could get possibly hit by something, right? So I'm not going to act like this is something that I knew could never happen to me. But the who and the reasons is what always threw me off. The who was my former teacher. The who was somebody that I looked up to. The who was somebody who I had to find out was taking advantage of me and my spiritual gifts. And which is why I was led to leave. What I did not know was that the people that I had chose to connect to myself to even after that had somehow still had connections with the same person that hexed me. And they were doing the same thing to them. And so I am being hit with work that I had no idea I was being hit with for reasons that were unknown. It caused me to lose out on jobs. It had caused me to lose out on certain friendships. And while I look back, I can kind of see that, maybe that friendship wasn't something that I needed to dwell in anyway. But it's the fact that I couldn't make that decision. That work made the decision for me. I even adopted 2 kittens, bonded pair of kittens, as a way to have that emotional bond, to have somebody around that I can love on and care for and get that energy exchange. And when I mean it has been everything but, they got hit with the work too. They love on each other, but they don't love on me. I've looked up so many ways to try to build a bond and with my kittens, and most that I get is that, hey, your cat's either going to love you or they don't. And unfortunately, my cats don't love me. I don't think they hate me, but I think it's kind of like an indifference. Like, if they got used, like if there was another person here and within a few days, they'll probably get used to them. And they'll probably forget about me. And that's kind of, it hurts sometimes. I have a baby girl who has an anxiety disorder that's now is turning to aggression. So the things that I even was able to do with her, I can't anymore because, she doesn't know. I don't know how to handle it. She doesn't know. I don't know. I've dealt with sleep deprivation because of their nocturnal sleep cycles and the fact that they don't like me to be asleep when they are up. And I have like bite marks from the last time I've even tried to do her nails. Nobody around me likes cats, so I don't get help with them. There is no relief, no one that I can take a break, especially since I deal with ADHD and anxiety and depression. So I can't get the break that I know when I'm overstimulated, and I can't even really leave here for 24 hours because I know that there will be nobody here that's going to be able to feed them, especially since they will feel comfortable around me. So, and rehousing them has been really hard. There is no such thing as ethical surrendering to these animal shelters, and it's so funny because they're able to build engagement off their pages by telling people, don't leave your animals on the side of the road, don't do this, you see, like, this is cruel. But then you can call 20 to 30 shelters looking for them to properly, to surrender your animal and take them, and they will literally tell you no. They don't have no room, ain't no room, we don't do this, we don't do that. And so that's why they have to pick them up from the police station. That's why they have to pick them up from the side of the road, because you turned all of them away. So you might want to tell the whole truth before you post another animal that you say that you found on the side of the road. You found them on the side of the road because you probably ignored their fucking phone calls. You probably lied to them again by saying that you're not able to help them, knowing that you can, but you just don't want to deal with the intake. So yeah, so you're gonna always get your animals out on the side of the road. Luckily, I'm not that cruel, or I should say, I haven't reached that level of not giving a fuck yet. That's where it is. I just started antidepressants the other day. And it's crazy because typically a way of dealing with my depression was to go to therapy. And I had been in therapy for over a year, consistently every week. But there had just been so much that went on. It was just like therapy just wasn't enough. It just was not enough. Like, I needed something to just knock out the sadness. Like, I woke up just sad and didn't know why. And, I'm lonely. I'm isolated. I don't have a lot of people to talk to. And I want to talk about everything. I don't know when the last time I've ever been out on a date. I've taken myself out shopping. I've been on different trips, taking myself, all those things. But it would be nice to finally experience that with friends. I guess I'm just here to tell you it's not all fun. It's not all fun. I haven't been able to burn a clean candle in months. And I feel like it's because of me. I feel like it's because of just my energy. But it's just like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I guess the only thing I can figure is maybe I just need to come out and say it or talk about it or whatever. But I'm over it. I really am. I'm over being sad. I'm over feeling like I can't count on nobody. I'm over the severe trust issues. I'm over it. Now, I don't know if I'll ever truly see myself joining a house again. It depends. I don't know. It depends. But, yeah, y'all. Life is hard. Life is hard for everybody. And as much as I'm thankful for God and my ancestors, the Orisha and the Loa, sometimes it doesn't always feel like it's enough. Even when you know deep down it is. It was just, it just doesn't always feel like it's enough. It's not. Like, it's crazy how, like, the closest, the family members that know me the best, that know me the most, are not here. The ancestors, the family members I talk to the most are not here. They can't give me a hug. So, but I am proud I didn't run though. I'll give you that one. I am proud of that. There ain't nobody ran me the fuck off. Once I realized I got hexed, I could have been like, fuck all this shit. We going back to the next church house. Did this. But I said, no, that wasn't me. I stood 10 toes down, baby. And I swore on that day when I was in Atlanta. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. It's not, and I gave y'all Viola Davis performance, the blood of Jesus. Viola Davis performance, for real. See, that's how you know we doing nothing but authentic vibes over here. Because normally people, they're gonna run right back to church house, baby. But I told myself, hell nah. I vowed that day. And I said, I never even thought that I would ever try to go for being an Ianifi or get both my hands. I ain't really know if I gave a fuck that much. But baby, if I do, it will be to take out the motherfucker that thought it was okay to take me out. You ain't never gonna do that shit again. The moment somebody can play with my money, the moment I gotta sit up here and spend money to go visit another bitch down south or whatever to go get some fucking work off me, oh baby, we're enemies for life. We're enemies for life. We're enemies for life. So, yeah. Enemies for life. So, amen. I gotta get to work. I really is supposed to be at the hotel. We're supposed to be doing some emergency response work. But I just had to get this off. So, I still love my ancestors. I still love the Loa, the Orisha. I still love Jesus, still love God. But this shit is rough. It's rough. Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace out.